And hello, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm Laz, your usual host. I'm just going to sort out the chat thingy in a minute, and hopefully you're all picking me up nicely on the microphone and it's not defaulted to these things. I hope not anyway. So, quick change over to live chat, and we'll see where I'm just going to check my positioning for my camera so I know where I am, and I'm here. Right, okay. I'm here to here. Excellent. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. I listened to you when you told me about the base, and I have found an Age of Sigmar goblin, but I've also taken one of the Gretchen off the back of the Stomper. Good evening, Kirsty and Buzzard, you honour us, sir. Thank you very much. So we're going to be going ahead with the idea that Twisted gave me last week, which is one of these two little guys is gonna get squished. Maybe even both, who knows. So, first of all, we've got to try and figure out who is going to look best. Because obviously his hand fits very nicely in there. Or even like right underneath in his feet there. Good evening, Lee, and I've said Kirsty and Buzzard, and yeah, I think I've said hello to everyone. So I think he's gonna have to be the one that's lying down, and he's gonna be partially crushed under that foot there. So that's gonna be him. But on top of that, I'm not happy with this plastic base. Now, I'm not going to snap everything off the base just in case, because this one's okay because this one's metal, but this one's plastic and this is all plastic, so I don't want to snap it off the base. So I'll cut it off the base, and I'm going to try and put it on one of these to make it nice and round. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I've got to remember the cup has to go over here now. That way I keep it off camera and you don't all see my very well seasoned cup. So first of all, do I cut him out or do I try and glue him on? That's a difficult thing to decide, isn't it? I think I will cut him out first. Which isn't going to be fun. Because let's face it, this plastic isn't ideal for just slicing through. It doesn't just like butter. I mean, you can go through it in a few chops. But you do have to make sure you put a little bit of pressure behind it to make sure it comes through. My workspace does get smaller every stream, don't it, Peaky? Well, it's the same size, it's just how much I've got the camera zoomed and what position I've got it in and how many paints I've got currently pushing me back. Yeah, I forgot he's metal, he can just come off, can't he? So, because I don't want this base all that much, I am going to be careful, try not to chop myself in the leg or anything, you know. I don't want to trip to A&E tonight. I'm sure Sparkles doesn't want one either. Me accidentally cutting through one of the arteries on my leg. Not a good idea. I do need a Dremel, but they're noisy. I've got a Dremel, but they're not. In fact, yeah, it's probably a better idea in just general terms, isn't it? Let's just get that out. Fuck it. Oh, swearing. I've only been on for 4 minutes 40. Sorry, YouTube. You're just going to have to deal with it now. It's happened. Where did I put my Dremel? I mean, I've got a spare Dremel, but that needs a plug. I do have a Dremel that doesn't need a plug, and it should be somewhere under. There it is. As I say, it should be somewhere under my desk. Good evening, Ali. Good evening. So I do actually have a Dremel, which, as Lee's rightly pointed out, it'll probably be a lot easier for me to just cut through it with this. If I can find the right thing that's going to cut through. I mean, technically a disc would do it. A grinding disc. So let's see if we can pull a grinding disc out of here somewhere. I know I have buffering discs and... Oh, I've got a saw blade still. That'll work even better, won't it? Let's use the tiny saw blade. A very tiny saw blade. Along with... I'll leave the cutting discs just in case they break. You put a big fluffy one on top. And all them go in there. Nicely like. Now we need to try and find one of these. Which has got the little rubber thing top and bottom. So I can clamp it in. Clamp it. I like the word clamp it. Beverly Hillbillies. And that's the reason why I like the word clamp it. And Graham, bloody hell, I'm honoured. Thank you all of you for coming in this evening. I'm highly honoured tonight. I've got lots of people coming to watch me try and not cut myself to pieces. But yes, thank you all for coming. It will get a little noisy in a second while this goes zzz, like that, you see. But hopefully it won't take too long. Hopefully, anyway. So how are you all? How are you all? Because it's been a while since some of you have been in. I mean, Kirsty, thanks for coming in. I now know I have a moderator in, two moderators in chat. One vocal, one not so much. In fact, one's reading at the moment. So I don't expect much from Sparkles in the form of moderation at this minute in time. She's nose deep in a book. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Is it that one? It's this one. Yeah, it's that one. And dudettes, yes. Dude and dudettes. You've got your certificate now, Graham. You've got something to go. But it's this. Yeah, it's this now. You don't. It's not me. So all this is problem. Oh, you go get some rest then, man. Been up all night bloody arguing with editing software. That's not good. So we get the spanner on there to make sure that we tighten that in properly. And now we have a circular saw blade. And oh, wait a minute. That's going to take a while to cut through. So let's see. It has multiple settings. So we have it on one, and it goes like that. But then we can turn it up a bit. And then we break that off because it can't take the power of it. But that does mean that I've got a better chance of getting in amongst it. I mean, it is going through, so I can see where I need to cut roughly. If I was to come back through this side, I can come back through there. And that should be roughly 1 foot free. Now, please use goggles and safety measures if you're doing this, people at home. Don't copy the stupid Mancunian who's using absolutely no safety gear whatsoever. And he's probably going to end up with a piece of plastic flying in his face. So just remember that safety gear is important. Don't copy me. Please don't copy me. But Lee was right, using one of these would make it a lot quicker. In fact, it makes it a damn sight a lot quicker. Look at how speed that's going through it! Oh dear. Let's just crack that off a minute. Yeah, it's not good when you've got stuff like this and you slip with metal and plastic and things as it twisted. So, yes, please, people, be careful if you're using stuff like I am, because it's not safe. I'm not a health and safety person. See, look, I'm doing this freehand. I'm holding one thing free and the other thing free. And I'm trying to cut it. So we want to take a little doodah. There we go. There's that little doodah. And now nicely down the middle of that. So now we have his two legs. And I broke his fucking body. I broke his body off. Oh dear. Ali's making a shot of me already. I've only been going for 12 minutes and she's already got ideas for a shot. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. If Ali's got ideas for a shot already, I must be doing really well. So yeah, removing him from this base as much as I can without actually damaging any of the models. Now I'm aware I'm going right at the bottom of the screen, but I am trying to keep it as much in my safety first is what I'm doing on this one. There's one foot. And it stands up, which is good. Might make it easy to actually glue the thing on. Whoa! See, this is that's what you've got to be careful of. See how it almost ripped out of my hand then and just decided it wanted to shoot off? Yeah, that's not good. Sparkles is on standby not far from me with a phone less than 3 feet away. She is also reading a murder mystery book, so she might just leave it and see if she can get away with it. You never know. Then again, last time I injured myself to the point where I had to go to hospital, I did an alright job holding it up myself, so I'm not too worried. I did quite a good job of keeping my thumb together when I did that. Whoa, that plastic bit really did just went fitching. It's the Richard Osman set, Alex. Oops. I don't. Right. Let's stop that now. I've done enough, and I've just seen bits go whiting, whiting, whiting. So yeah, maybe not. That's because it's melted plastic on the actual blade now. So that's probably what's catching. I'd need to remove that melted plastic off it to stop it catching. It's not good when you know your blade's going that fast. It's melting the plastic. So let's get a bit of a scraper on there and get rid of the whole horrible bit that's catching it. And then we can come back and look at Mr. Gretchen. That's not going to get squished. The cat will... No, actually, no. I'll find that. And I'll find that on the day that I come and sit at my desk without anything on my feet. Because I'm stupid and occasionally I do that. So yeah, that's the day that'll get found, is the day that I've not got anything to protect my feet. That's when that's going to get found. Ooh. Speaking of which, I need to go back through there and see what I'm ordering. Because I know my Angron proxy's getting sent. I say today. It might not be till technically tomorrow for me, but it will be today when it's being sent. Because time zones and things. So it will be in the post when I wake up tomorrow, which is a good thing. Alright, that's all the dangerous-ish stuff done. To a certain degree. Anything else now, I'm going to come at it with a blade or a saw. Just to keep it... Just to keep it a little bit safer. if I can keep anything safe, really. See, that's got to be nice because I'm going to have less of the... See, I'm going to have to start typing in rogue hobbies and go searching through just to help. Anyone who is looking, search rogue hobbies and then go searching through as many pages as it needs to find Rogue's Den hobbies and click on that to get up in the further in the Google thing. Stop unscrupulous peoples and annoying peoples from having access to things they shouldn't have. Because anyone who does not do at least personal space does not deserve some of the things that they end up getting put through. Where am I looking? Red pens on the cardboard. Oh, that! No, they're all brushes. They're all paintbrushes. Oh, he came off really easy. That was good. Well, I've got a feeling that this one's not going to do what that one's... Oh, no, it is. It is. It is. It's going to come off, but I wouldn't have been able to do this if it was still on the base. Not a chance would ever let me do that if it was still on the base. It would have just all fell apart on me. Because that's how nice and kind it is. Does that mean you've got a possibility of... Oh, awesome! They all came off. But I weren't trying that on a big round base. Because it wouldn't have worked. The base would have stayed intact. And the model would have fell apart even more so than it has already. Right, this bit has just now determined that I do have to pin this leg into position. So back with the Dremel. But this time we need the super small drill bit. And the bit that I've just taken out. Oh, a bit of plastic in the blue. That's not good. We don't want that. So the plan is tonight is to get his base finished, including the Gretchen that he's going to be stood on. And maybe a few other little things. Depending how I feel. But it's to get him on a circular base and then have it so I can start working at the base properly. Take that one out, put that one back in, put that over the top again, and we get to drill into the top of his leg and then drill into his waist. And I tightened that way too much because I need to get my smallest drill bit. Why does it always have to be the smallest piece? I don't know. But on my smallest drill bit. Fit it in the hole. But I've got to hold it because it's not long enough. So I've got to hold it and twist it on. So that means I've got to hold that, twist that, and make sure the drill bit doesn't sink. Right. So if I'm going to pin this leg onto there, so I've got to pin that leg onto here, is what I've got to do. Which means I'm going to need to turn this down first of all, because 6 is a bit too powerful for doing this. Very small. And then stand the leg up and then do my best job of coming down, essentially like a pillar drill, straight into that bit. Then we get a tiny piece of wire, or a little bit of paper clip in this case. Double check that we have put the, yep, it is in the right place, so we can get the pin done, and then we can pin in, glue that in and snip it off, drill a little bit into where it's going to go, and then super glue that in as well. And that should hopefully stop him from falling to bits every time I can try and do something. So tiny spudge of super glue, just a tiny one, you don't need a lot. Activator, slot it in there, find the naft snips, which isn't them ones, which is them ones, because them ones have got the dints in them already. Just snip it off a bit, and now we've got a tiny little thing. It's only small, so it's all we need. And then we should be able to put a hole straight up that dot there. Just stick this straight up in. And then a quick dry fit. Try and make sure that he is gonna go like I want him to. Kind of. And then what we do is we get the super glue back out and we put some in that little hole and just some along there so that you can catch the brass bit as well. And then we pop that back in. And we let that stand. Well, we let that glue in place. Now this one wasn't too bad last time. This one went on alright. So hopefully we don't have to pin this leg. We'll only find that out in a minute when I try and stand him up. But while I'm doing that, I have to go look for Mr. Gretchen. That is going to be going underneath said boot. Now, I don't want him face down, that looks crap. So I definitely want him face up. So I want him glued in. He's got to go into this section. So he's going to have his foot like that, and he's going to be kind of half squished under there. So we can actually see that he's been stood on at least partially. So he will stand up on that, that's good. So let's close this and move it out of my way for a moment. So I've got a bit of room. Lids on things before you knock them over and glue things to your table that you don't want to. But yes, those are all paintbrushes, Ali, by Rock Ninja. Out of the two sets that I got those, and I got the black handled set, wherever some of those are. There they are. I got the black handled set. The black handled set seems to be the slightly better versions. Yeah, I'll glue my, there's a good chance I'll glue myself to the table, the chair, and God knows what other things. So, right, now that's done. We know we're going to have to leave enough room for that to go in under there like that. So we're going to have to position it. Yeah, chair, table, tongue to teeth. It's just general what happens really for the hobby, isn't it? Pencil, 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 or something to mark. Something that's going to make a mark. Are you telling me on my desk I do not have a single thing that's going to... Ha ha ha! Got you. So let's just give myself a rough idea of where I'm going to try and put that foot. And then position him over so that I know where I'm going to be putting the other foot as well. Okay, so I've got a few little red marks on it so I know where each foot's going to end up. Just so when I am positioning this little man, I know I am gluing him in the correct place. Which in this case is, I need to glue his hand down there, and I need to glue his body on there. Right. We will get there eventually. We will get there. So I know what his hand there, and I know what his body around there. Thing is, because I'm using caulk, it's got to absorb that glue super quick. There we go. Which is kind of the reason why I wanted to use caulk over plastic, because it does absorb glue super quick and sets pretty damn quick as well. So now if I could put his leg over there, which I can, excellent. Glue his heel and his toes on in the correct place. Now this is the fun bit. This is where we get to use two types of glue. We get to use super glue down here on the base, but we get to use plastic glue up here on his leg. So put the plastic glue on first, because that's the one that's going to take longest to set. And then put some spodges on for where his leg's going to go. And then if we connect him up, in theory, the foot should keep him in place while the plastic glue sets. That's the idea. I don't know. I've got weird things in my ears tonight. Not a problem, Alan. I've realised that I can't hear my phone going off. Ooh. I'm gonna, as long as this doesn't show me address, I'll put it up on camera. If he shows me address, you're not getting to see it. Well, this is making me happy. It won't arrive for the day that it's supposed to. Because, well, if it's already being sent today, it's not going to make it across the ocean and through customs in time. Haha, but yes, right, I can show this bit off because, well, this hasn't got my address on it, so I'm alright. But yeah, Angamore, that's the model that's now being shipped. Good evening, EB. EB, are you editing? Are you at your desk? What are you up to at the minute? I'm Bri. Good evening, man. Good evening. You've missed a fun bit where I got to use power tooly things to chop up plastics. You've both just missed that. But I'm now super gluing, which is just as dangerous for me, in fairness. Right, I have you set now. Yeah, you have. Excellent. It's still a little bit Can you hear that? So I'm thinking that's going to need a bit of super glue in that section down there at the back. Yeah, 00 can't be arsed, that's me. So I'm going to have to use a little bit of super glue on this bit, I think. Because, yeah. I say a little bit, that was quite a lot. That was like way too much. Oh yeah, we have 2 days. 2 days, people. If you're looking at my time scale. And we will have a Twisted Nerves premiere. Which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. In fact, I'm going to go find out what time. And I'm going to go set a reminder. While I'm waiting for glue to dry. And knocking my model over. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry on that model. Because I'm clever like that. I didn't get a notification for it that way, did I? I got a notification for it through here. On my own server. So if you look in the interesting, other people's stuff and interesting things section. Oh no, I've got it on. Okay. At what looks to be 2 a.m. on the 12th of June, it will be premiering that very nice base that you can actually see. So I'm not going to set a notification reminder because that's 2 a.m. on the 12th. And the 12th is... When is the 12th? It's Thursday. So that's 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. That's not going to be easy to get to. I will watch it afterwards. I just won't be there for the premiere. Silvers! Hello there. How are you doing, Silvers? We're just waiting for glue to dry at the minute. And then we're going to start attaching more Gretchens to the base. And hopefully he's not rattling anymore. No, he's not rattling anymore. So his hip joint's been fixed. So now we need to, so he's got the squished Gretchen underneath, which you can just about make out there. That he's stood on his arm. We do have quite a few today. This is possibly my most popular stream to date, and I thank you all for it, because, well, if it was me, then it would always be at these numbers. So it's obviously not me. It's all of you that are making this happen. So, yay, thank you. That is a chunky fella. That chunky fella is absolutely nothing compared to the one that I've just ordered. The one I've ordered, dwarfs him, is like, yeah, massive, and he's got a big pair of wings on him, and he's going to be comparable size to Lazarus, and Lazarus is currently my second biggest model, and he only gets beat by the Stomper, which is a fucking titan. Well, that's not literally technically true, Ali. I'm assuming you'll still exist if I didn't have a YouTube channel, but I thank you for the sentiment. I'm sure you'll still find something to do if there weren't me to come and talk to and provoking to singing. And I know that's one of the reasons you turn up, is to provoke me to sing. And I don't mind. I don't mind. And technically I'm under gaming, it should still be entertainment as well. Right. Here we go. We've got a question now. We've got a Gretchen with a stick bomb and an ammo crate. And we've got a Gretchen with dock bits. That Gretchen doesn't get to move. That's the other ammo one. So do I put the grot bit behind him? Pardon me. Over here. Or do I put that one in front of him and have the one that kind of looks like he's dragging something round and almost sneaking around, and have him just popping out behind the leg over there? But then what do I do behind? There's lots of things I could do. And I've got all them basing bits and I've not touched any of them. Let's have a look. This might be my most extravagant base to date. Doesn't really say much. Lazarus is the only base I've done, but oh, next big Tyranids. What is it you're getting, Silvers? And the next 4 issues of Combat Patrol, which I think, have you got the Terminators yet? Because after that, I think it's Orcs, Paints, and then Orcs and Orcs. In fact, if you jump on my Discord server and search under Media, Graham has put the full list of what we will be getting and in which order. So if you want to have a quick nip on there and have a look. Then go right ahead. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, we get the Terminators this week. If you're collecting it weekly from your local store, that is, rather than subscription. It's Terminators this week. And then what are... Yeah, a War Boss in Mega Armor. And then... Is the Discord link... Does it not pop up the Discord link in? I thought it did. I thought it attached it to copy. Let's see if it'll actually let me put it in. I'm gonna have to mute this, aren't I? Yeah. Because otherwise he's just, yeah, he's not gonna like me, and it's gonna start blaring down my own ears. And I don't like my own voice. So let's pause that. No, let's just mute that. So then I can actually have it running. And let's see if it'll let me paste. There is a link to my Discord server. Please come and join it. There is if you just search under the general, a Trigon, a Tyrannofex, an Exocrine, a Screamer Killer, and a Nora Tyrant. Holy shit, mate, that's a lot. Let's see. Link works. Cheers, Lee. That is a lot, actually. That's some big ass bugs. That is some very big ass bugs. Not that I'm complaining. I've got 3 Psychophages, 2 Screamer Killers, and 2 Norns as well, so I've got some big bugs. It's not a criticism, it's more of a, wow, I need more big bugs. And I do, I need more big bugs. How can I run a big bug army if I don't have big bugs? See, now, I'm tempted, do I put a few pieces of slate on there? And if I can find a big enough rock to actually fit him on, just to raise him up, that'll be good. That would be good. I mean, I could technically just get a rock. And by that I mean just get a real rock. I'm sure I have some on here somewhere. In fact, I know I have some on here somewhere because my son collects them for me. He saw me use a rock to texture foam once, and now he thinks I collect rocks. No worries, EB. You go say hello to wifey for me. Let her know that I'm wondering how she is. Check she's alright. Kiddos as well, for that matter. Make sure they're okay. Before you get them done. I'm having to not order Eldar stuff because what I want from Eldar is I want to go for the that's what they're called, Exodites. So I'm going to convert dinosaurs into tanks instead. You see, if I put that big rock there, will he fit on that rock? He do. See, so I could put him on a big rock. I like big bugs and I cannot lie. All the other bugs can't deny. When I see you come in with a big fangy grin and the big thing in your face, you'll get dead. You'll deal, boys. You'll turn into biomass. It'll eat you up. It'll eat you down and only leave your ass. So... yeah, so I'm looking for dinosaurs to convert. Now, I don't like that because I don't want to use the red brick and it's a bit weighty. What other little rocks do I have up here? Because he has got me, as I said, he seems to think that I like to collect rocks now. It is weird. I do have I'm starting to get quite an odd rock collection up here. Ooh, that one looks nice. That's a nice rock. That might work. We just edge it to the side a little bit. Put it right to the back of the base. And it still looks like he's popping out with his head behind the back of the... Well, I've done a few different rock techniques. So I'll use cork. I'll use wall filler. Anything that I think can look like rocks, I will use. But Well, you don't get much better for being a rock than actually having a rock. That's my idea anyway. That's my theory. If you want it to be a rock, if you use a rock to start with, you can't go wrong. Well, I say you can't go wrong. This is me. And, well, I can fuck up pretty much anything. Oh, wow. Look at the smoke that came out of that. That's not good. But mulch is a good one. Mulch is a good one. Nice pulped up paper. Smash it all up. It's kind of like sculpt mold, but without the plaster of Paris bits. I want to find some nice 40k bits to put on here. Because I know I want a rock on it, but I want some nice little 40k bits for a bit of detail. See, that's too big. That's just way too big. I could put a beaky helm on. Put that down there near the rock. Couple of other little bits. Yeah. Is there any more? What else is on there? Yeah, broken auspex. I don't want that. It's another broken auspex. That's a bit shit. Oh, broken auspex. Ooh, that helmet's got a bullet hole in it. No, I'm getting rid of that one. I'm on with the one with a bullet hole. Not that orcs are ever accurate enough to actually hit you with a bullet, but I need, yeah, mulch. Mulch is probably going to be a better idea for when I start expanding my terrain. I'll keep that in mind, Silver. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for that. Because I do listen to you, which is why he's now stood on a Gretchen, because of Twisted. It was Twisted's idea to stick him on a Gretchen. So let's chop a few bits off the back so it can sit flush. See, I want a couple of little things behind him because he stood quite forward. He's very front facing, so there's a lot of detail at the front of him, and he is going to have a Gretchen in front of him and on back of him and all sorts of other bits. So I do want to liven up the back of his base a little. Snooper glue. No, he's fine. But I was looking through which grots I could nick, which is why I nicked the one off the stomper that's holding on, because he was. There's this one. No, not that one. I mean, there is that one, but I weren't nicking him because he's. Look, anyone holding onto the side of a drag car for dear life, nah, it's cool in my book. So he got to stay, and the same off the other one. Because on the back of this one, as you can see, there is a little Gretchen there, and he's holding on, going out, laying out, and he's just almost the epitome of cool, that little one. And that one who's sticking his head out to chuck bombs at people. That's just awesome. So I couldn't nick either of them. I didn't feel up to it. That being said, I also had a look through my art box, and I am missing approximately 60 models. I know that because none of my Gretchen were in that box. None of them. So I know that I'm missing orc bits. So let's get the bit of glue on the bottom of this rock, because not only is it realistic, it also has adds a little bit of weight to the actual model itself. And I don't mean like gravitas, I mean physical weight. You have a nice nightly. Thank you very much for coming. You have a good one. We start adding physical weight to it, then it slides around the table a little bit less. And then we want that bit there. that bit there. We don't want them too close together, and I will be, before I paint all that, I will be covering it with other stuff. I'm not that. Oh, awesome! Thank you very much. You rule. Cheers, Silvers. That means I am going to have to, if nobody's beat me to it, like Twisted, I can get in there and give the hell up. And finish models as well. Oh dear. Oh wow. I like the fact that you've gone for the old school Dark Angels look for Lion. The black armor, that's nice. And the orange cloak on the back of the Custos, man, that's nice. That is very nice. Yeah, that gets another fiery heart from me as well. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, click that link in the Discord. It'll take you there, looking finished models, and Silver's just treated us all to a delight of nice finished models. Something I'm yet to produce one of. I'm yet to produce a finished model. I mean, I've got lots at tabletop ready and tabletop standard, so it's not like I don't have anything to play. I could play and not lose 10 victory points. But they're not like full. You're right, Silver does do some amazing work. I like that orange that's coming through on the cape. Yeah, yes please. So I may have to peck Silver's heads about how to get good oranges and possibly good flamey effects. Let's see if I can glue this Gretchen onto this rock, or if he's just gonna, well, if I just leave him there, just leave him stood there. I'll zoom in a bit if I can. Whoa, that shot, didn't it? Alright, okay. No, where am I going for? Right, yeah, so if I can leave him on there. BC, are you at your PC, homie? And can I send you that link again? Please. Please. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of drying time waiting at the moment. I'm thinking about what else I can put onto bases, so please, ideas are welcome. Start a collab cam. Copy that. Copy that. Make sure it shares both of those. Go to the place where I can contact Mr. Herbs. Which is there. And I can send Mr. Herbs a lovely message. And there he is. Well, I say a message, it is a link if he wishes to come up and join me. Wow, all capes took 5 days to paint. Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna 5 days to paint capes. Really? Ooh. It's gonna take me a while to get my Angron skin right then, isn't it? It's not gonna be a quick with the spray brush that I think it's gonna be. So yeah. I have sent Mr. Herbs a link to come up to be a collaboration with me. Now, Mr. Herbs is not a Warhammer player. How do you have a Barney with an AI? Just go, your parameters are wrong, redefine them, get it right. Done. Oh, no. Right, there we go. He's nice and stuck. He's nice and stuck. He's nice and stuck. The rock's nice and stuck. And those bits are nice and stuck. Right. That's the fun bit done. Now, I need to texture the base. This is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun. So yeah, I've sent that to Mr. Herbs. So if his collaboration cam comes up, then hopefully we will have one of the few people who can sit here and really rip me apart on a conversation. Not sure I should have done that, really. I'm going to get the piss taken out of me if he gets in a bad mood. Fuck it. Right. Now, extra bits. That's where these rocks come in. These ones. Well, technically, I argue with Alexa a lot because Alexa's stupid and can't follow simple instructions like turn on the light. I swear at Alexa. And then she stops responding to me for a bit. Apparently calling Alexa a stinking whore is not a good idea. It's not. I found that out the hard way. It's not a good idea to call Alexa a stinking whore. Right, what else do we have that we can put on? Ooh, we have a nice grate. See, nice grate on there. I still don't know if how this works. Do I have to be... Do I have to be in there? No? I don't think so. Okay. Google doesn't like accents, though, in fairness, Ali. Google does not like accents. I have to talk full King's English when I'm using Google or anything like that. Enunciating to every degree that I have. Making sure I get every syllable, sound, and even things that I don't think I wouldn't normally get in my day-to-day vocabulary. Get in when I'm talking to Google. Now that I've got this, are these going to be sharp enough to cut this down? Nope. Where are my sharp ones that are going to be able to cut this down? I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Accents are bloody everywhere, but Google can't understand a damn one of them. Let's get this looking nicely gnarled up a bit and try not to get it so it's going to slice my fingers off. Because sharp metal is sharp metal regardless of what you do with it. So be careful with it, is what I'm trying to say. But I do also want it to look a bit... I don't want it to be nice and clean. I want it to be mangled and look like it's been ripped off and destroyed slightly. So it could have come from pretty much anywhere. Just to add a little bit more texture to the base. And it's all layering up and layering up and layering up. So by the time you come down to it and you're actually painting, then you've got those layers then to add the texture and bring out more from the model than what you was originally thinking. Well, let's face it, that just getting a cork coaster, it's not the best base in the world. So we're going to have to do a bit of work on it. In this case, this means putting sharp metal pieces on and hoping I don't cut my fingers. Which is 90% of my modelling career is just, well, I say career, my modelling hobby is trying not to cut myself. Doesn't always work, but I do try. Like gluing that bit to myself wasn't a good idea. That fine, it can go on there. And are you upside down? No, you're fine. I just need to press you on and hope you don't stick to my finger like that. Ah! But that stops that being as finicky as what it was. So it's almost like he's walking from a rocky area into a war-zoned building-ish area. Oh, that's going to be fun. Actually, I never thought about that. You know, when I signed up for that D&D thing with the TAV, and I'm going to call it the TAV now, because it's the TAV. I didn't think about things like accents and stuff like that, because, well, everybody else is American that's in there, and I'm going in with an English and Scottish accent for my character. I didn't think about people being able to actually physically understand me. Maybe I should have. Ah, no, I stuck to my finger now, you son of a bitch. Look, fucking get off. Okay, hang on. Yeah, Graham, did you win? Please say you at least won against the AI. And the AI didn't win against you. Because that's just not on. That means you've got to start smashing electronics. Just few little rocks, just not many, just enough to help. He's behaving now. Okay, that's good. So we don't want too many rocks because we've got to paint this fucking thing yet. But we don't want too little rocks, otherwise it's just not going to look right. And the last little bit of cock. I'm going to need tweezers. One of the few times I will actually use tweezers. And then I'm just going to drop glue on top of it and go right set. Same with that one. Same with that one. Just let it absorb all the glue and drip into it. He does. He does have AI music. Some of it's alright. Some of it's just not for me. So that is literally all that is personal opinion. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. Now then, Nick. Nick. Are you alright, mate? I hope everything's okay near you. Hope everybody's behaving themselves and taking out the correct people and not the wrong people. Because let's face it, there are some people that you probably want to take out right about now. A 4-hour catalogue. That could cover my streams, mate. Hint, hint. No, I'm joking. Use it for your videos. I'll reach out to my mate and see if he'll eventually get round to doing mine for me. Okay, so going off what we saw last time, there was a nice big round oval base. He had a couple of Gretchens attached to him, but there wasn't much. Now if we look at him, we see there is some grating, a little Gretchen, another little snotling underneath him there that's been stood on. Some nice bits of rock. Now we do have this one now who's walking down the rock and is just about, if you can spot him, where is he? There he is. He's just popping out there behind the back of the leg. So you'll be able to see him from the front as well. But then that big boy's blocking most of the things that are there. Well, he's now got a bit of weight to him, so he's not going to fall around as much. I did compare him to Lazarus last night, and Lazarus still stands like up here on him and twice the width, which is still it's still hilarious to me at how big that model is that I got from Graham. I don't think we had we need to, if we're going to rescale, make sure I get to do it properly this time. So now we need some black on it, don't we? I suppose. See, I think I should scuff up or at least glue on a bit of gravel or something around these little plastic resin bits that were from the Forge World. Lazarus is giant. To be quite honest, I've not seen a model that big that doesn't have the Titanic rule. I genuinely think he's going to be bigger than Angron, which he's not supposed to be, but he is. So I'm going to need something to just blend these in a bit, just round the edges of this bit. So what's going to be the best option out of all the things that I have now, because I have loads? At one point, it would have been really easy. I would have just gone straight to the tub that Ali bought me and gone, go get them brown bits and I'll use them. One choice. That's what I had. I had one choice, so I used it. Now, I have about 7. Nope, they're too big. I shouldn't have put the little bits back where they should have. That's the sand. I don't want that one. You see this one, what I can do is I can take a little pinches of the really fine stuff out of there, because this is the mixed one. So I can take pinches, and if I put a bit of glue around them, I can just sprinkle it in. Sometimes I have ideas, you know. So I just need to, just cleaning up the edges of those 2 little bits now. I've got to be quick before the glue dries. Quick, quick, quick! Hurry up! Get rid of the big bit, get rid of any hairs that have been in there. That's just not nice, that's disgusting. And if no hairs were in there, I wouldn't have used this bit. I'm gonna. Right, so anywhere I think that's gonna need this gravelly stuff, whether it be around a few more of the rocks, particularly around the bases of the rocks. So if I do that, and then I'm going to need more glue by the end of this, and I'm going to end up getting... I will be coming back to sprinkling a little bit more in a moment. I'm just making sure I lock it all in place first by just squirting super glue over the top of it. And now I can move it around a bit. Tiny bit of a tap to get rid of loose bits. And then round. Which way does the camera see it better? That way. Okay, yeah, so round this section now. But I'm going to go find the other bit with the smaller pieces in. Nope, that's big resin pieces. That's even bigger resin pieces. There we go. Oh, now these are slightly bigger, but they should still work. Let's just take the really big bits out a minute so nothing stupid gets stuck in there. And let's see if I can rub them together just to get a little, just to break some more up to make them smaller. Just crumbling them. Right, now I need these to go in there, in there, in there, in there. Oh, tuck in. But I also need some to go on there, and a little bit around that side, and then fill in a few more of the gaps around here. So just little bits at certain areas where I think the rocks would have accumulated. Don't know why I couldn't get that word out straight away. Soak it all in super glue, because, well, it sets like fucking rocky, you know. It's great. There we go. This silvers, right, it started as a Nemesis Dreadnought, which I was donated from a friend of mine who gave me his entire Grey Knight army. Then I decided I wanted a Lazghul Twakka proxy, so I decided to make myself a Lazghul Twakka model. So this is going to be a proxy for Lazghul Twakka. Ooh, that was quite literally running off there then. That's not good. So this is going to be my proxy for Lazghul. And it's got, well, the actual hammer, the legs, and some of this bit are from the original Dreadnought. This bit is from Hellbrute. These bits are from General Knob bits, and that's a bit of a Burner Boy backpack on top of an autocannon. And then, yeah, I pulled the baby carrier out completely, filled it with a couple of bike bits and a couple of brass bits. Took some more the Hellbrute bits to make the tusks around the front there, and the head bit around the back, and then put an Orc knob head in the middle. the head from an orc knob, not an orc knobhead. Just to clarify. So yeah, he's got a couple of brass panels still put round him just to help panel him up a bit, and I may still put another couple of pieces to cover up the turret and the Aegis parts. But orcs don't read, so they don't really give a shit, do they? Yeah, so a bit of a mix of everything. He's got some orc parts, he's got some chaos parts in it, he's got some Imperium parts in it. And then it's got a load of generic garden bits in it. Slate, cork, rocks. Now, how am I going to paint that without completely fucking it up? Pardon me. Oh, shit. You fell out again. Did you ask it some daft questions, or did you ask it to do something logical? Either way will break an AI, a generic AI. Because they're not allowed to be logical anymore, because some people just can't handle it. And yeah, essentially, if you're not asking it the questions it wants to be asked, it's just gonna fuck up on you. Yeah, it is. It's just gonna screw up on you. I'm gonna see if I can find my music while I'm waiting for things to dry. Music folder is empty. Oh, that's because it's it's attached to a phone that isn't working. Let's try it here. See, I don't mind Grey Knights. I do like Grey Knights. Don't get me wrong. It's not I've got anything against Grey Knights. I've just got so many Space Marines. I didn't want to run a Space Marine army, a different form of Space Marine army. So all the Terminators that I got will be equipped with falchions, so they can be classed as Lightning Claws. I'm not sure what I'm doing with anything that's not in Terminator armor. The vehicles I'll just repaint up into my army colours. Oh, Ali, you are funny. Yeah, go get a brew. Go back for round 2. I'm looking. Now, a few of you may remember a while ago I did some AI songs. And for some reason... Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick break. This is drying, and hopefully this is actually going to work. It does. So I'm just going to pop this up for a second. I shall be back shortly. And I am back. Hello. Oh, and Abaddon 4 Demon Pride. Oh, that's not going to be nice. I'm going to need Lazghul and Lazarus and everything else that I've got to take them 5 on. That's not going to be fun at all. I mean, it's going to be fun to play, but jeez, 4 Demon Pride and Abaddon. Whew. That's just 4 big creatures. 4 very big creatures. Oh, what have I pressed? No, don't press play again. Close that. Go away. Go away. I'm back. I don't need music. Well, I like music, but I don't need it. I have brought the noisy thing out because I'm going to spray the base now. And I'm an idiot and forgot to find something to spray it on. Something I can use to spray it on or in. So I'm not getting it everywhere all over my desk again. Didn't think about this bit. I know. I should have an empty tub right here next to me. I believe Twisted Mouth's doing okay now. I mean, I think so. I don't know for definite, but I hope so. He's not mentioned anything since he was last said he's doing better and didn't have people in the house. Right, so if I can, yeah, get him in there, and hopefully that's going to protect him from this. I'll protect my desk from this anyway. First of all, I'm just checking air is coming out of it. Yes, it is. And for anyone curious, I am getting a sonic cleaner tomorrow. So hopefully my new old second-hand airbrush will be working soon. Now it's only getting a grey because I've only got a grey at the moment. I've mixed all my black. But again, it's just to get rid of all the mixtures of colours and try and bring everything into roughly the same tone. So that when I do come to paint it, mic's gone. Mic's gone again. No, I've not muted it. Has my mic gone? Why is fuck's going on with my microphone? It's there now. Oh, maybe it's just when I do that, it's a little bit too much for it. And see if that helps out a little bit more so it just doesn't cut out as much. Problem is I have to speak a lot louder to get over the airbrush. Yeah, so it is literally overloading the decibels whenever I'm using. I also have it plugged in a different power supply, so there may be more power drain coming from that side, which does have... Yeah, I've got to shout. So, nearly done. And all those bits out of there. Now let's have another look round. I'm just going to use air to blow off any if I put a bit too much on. Just to try and move the paint around a little bit. And make sure that we get everywhere that we need. Yep, nope, that does it. Shit. No worries. You have a good night, Ali. Thank you for coming to join us, and thank you for all the advertising that you do for me. Thank you for all those shorts that you put out for whoever follows you. And yeah, they get shorts every time I go live, which I am extremely grateful for. Thank you very much. You have a good night, and I will see you maybe on Wednesday morning, if not Thursday night. So let's have a look how he's looking now that I've... Okay, so let's rub all that off first of all. So now that he's got a reasonable base and it's all one-ish colour, obviously I've not dry brushed it yet to give it the pre-shading that everywhere else has got, but I want to make sure that certain places are locked in, just like that little bit of cork that's just moved. I need to make sure certain things are locked down before I start going over it with a dry brush. License to Drill is coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Please go check out Alison Bennett. It's not just me that she advertises a lot of other YouTubers. Basically everyone she finds interesting, she puts little shorts up to let other people know about, which is an incredibly kind thing to do. So, dry. We're at the drying stage again. We seem to do this drying stage a lot. I mean, far too much sometimes. How do, Dorito? We've just been painting a rock a different shade of grey because we like doing that. So yeah, let's let this dry, and then I will dry brush it again just to bring out certain areas, but I've got to wait for that glue to dry first, and not to my finger, hopefully. Fingers crossed anyway, but that's going to be a lot of... Oh, you put up some pictures for... Oh, though, is that the two carts you've put up on YouTube in the community posts? Those look nice. Certainly look like you have some fun with them. Definitely have some fun with them. So can I, while I'm waiting for this... Sorry people, I am kind of... Let's see if I can add a window capture source. I'm gonna put it down as Discord because that's where I'm wanting to go for. And I want to open Discord like that. Yes. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for a moment. If it's going to let me. And I'm just going to have a quick look around this. So this is the finished models that Silver's put up earlier. So I'm just going to check it is working the way I would like. Yes, it is. It is. And you see these orange... Oh, I mean, look at that cape. Look at those capes. That cape there specifically. That is a beautiful blend. What else do we have? We have... Oh, look at that! Look at that big beauty. Oh, look at him. Ah, that's a nice base as well. We've got some very nice sword work going on there. Nice pipe work going on. I'm guessing this is still a work in project, Silvers, because I will guess that you're gonna trim this up a bit, like all chaosy. Oh no, that's a different take on the Corvus Blackstar. There be the Nemesis Dreadnought in the background. Can't beat a Nemesis Dreadnought. Great for conversion into art models. Where else have we got? So this is the Lionel Johnson I was talking about. And those are the original colours for the Dark Angels, for those of you who don't know. And we have... Is that supposed to be Asmodai? That is a big boy, isn't it? That is a big point. But Asmodai, if that's Asmodai, that's a nice conversion. Or Helbrecht even. That's a nice conversion for Helbrecht as well. Let's go see what else we've got in the finished models. We have, from Graham, we have the Lieutenant Titus model. Now this is the big one that he's been doing for a while. And if I go back onto it, yeah, I can zoom in a little bit more. And just the detailing on his face. Come on, that is... Graham, you're putting us all to shame, mate. You're putting us all to shame. Just look at that. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I believe that is it under finished models at the moment. But we do have a lot more in work in progress. So we have the Corvus Corax that Graham's been painting. Although this is one of Twisted's very nice pieces of work that's been coming up recently. He's still working on it at the moment, but it looks like he still has a hand to go because the cat ate it. But just the source lighting coming up through his hand, down the side here where the lasers are coming through. That's so nice. It's so good. Obviously, Lazghul was working on him. Twisted again working on some source lighting. Which I've got to say, man, you're getting good at this source lighting. Let's see what else we've got. Yes, we also have the D&D projects for anyone who wishes to jump in and have a little bit of a say on them. And again, source lighting is getting good. It is getting good. You are all getting a little bit too good for me in some cases. How do I... Ah, there it is. So I move that down there. And Yeah, he's gone again now. But yeah, that's looking really good, Graham. That is looking awesome. That Titus model is... I know he's bigger than a standard model, but to me that actually makes it harder because you've got to put more work into the details to get them to blend right. So it's harder for me to do, in my opinion, to do them big models. So you've done an awesome job on them, mate. You have done a fantastic job. Almost dry. I'm gonna use this as a... No, I'm gonna change the air hose because I don't want any paint accidentally coming out. But I am gonna have to, before I change the air hose, I'm gonna have to clean my airbrush out. Which means for once I'm actually using this thing. I don't know if I'm using it right. I think I'm supposed to actually put water in it. I'm going to find that out now. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to put some kind of water in it. Yeah. Empty paint water in, that'll do for now. Just to keep it moistened while it's in there. I don't have a garbage can to hand. Otherwise, I probably would myself, to be quite honest. I normally just spray it outside, but because I'm not outside, I need to get rid of what's in here. So then I can use it just for air. Water! I need water. I need to not pull my airbrush off my desk because I caught my foot in the bloody thing. That's what I'm doing. Alright, I'm just knocking everything off because I've not cleared around my desk for about a couple of weeks. And I've started adding more things with it that have wires. That is a very good idea, isn't it? Definitely the smartest move I've ever made. Here we go, we have water. Thing is, I've got another compressor and airbrush sat down here at my feet. And it's not... And I didn't go for that one, I went for the one that's in the bloody cupboard. Mainly because I know the one that's in the cupboard works. And I've not tested my Iowata one out properly yet. Let's backflow that a little bit just to make sure. And then we sit here getting rid of this. Oh, this is the fun bit, this, man. This is really the fun bit. My package is on its way. Excellent. And for those who are looking and would like to know the actual name of the thing that I've got, it is called Agmagor in Godlike Form. So Agmagor in Godlike Form is what I have ordered. Silvers, thank you very much for the subscription, man. Thank you very much. I don't get many subscribers. I don't get found by many people, that's why. YouTube doesn't push me. I understand why. I swear too much, I don't play the algorithm. So, yeah, YouTube doesn't like me. I'm just going to empty that out first. And we'll just empty that out, and then I'm going to do my usual cheaty method. That's all well and good, but you need to have a constant flow and stream. And if you don't, then you have to do it this method. Which is just... Whoa! And that's what the top's for. Dumbass. That was a really dumb move. We do that just to make sure that we get any loose paint bubbling up through, and then we back through here. But no. So let's put that back in and right, that should do for cleaning for now. Well, I say that should do for cleaning for now. I'm going to take this end bit off. Pop you in there for a second. And then where's that little bit of... Who do you watch? I'm sat on some. Why am I even looking for more? I've got some. So that's something I will be starting to do now. If, at least in the model musings, anything that's come up through Discord and the finished model section or the work in progress section, I'll start flicking through those. Just so people can see what you're all working on. Obviously, they get to see what I'm working on because, well, it's there. But not everyone gets to see what people in the chat are working on. So, if I can start going through that if you're in Discord, that's awesome. We get to share it all between us and find out who's the good painters, who's the bad painters, and realise that the server owner's the worst. Oh no, now I need to use the air. Because now I need to use it as a dry faster, you bastard machine. Move things out of the way. My desk is getting more and more cluttered each time I bloody use it, isn't it? So yeah, we'll use this as a dry faster, you bastard machine. Now, the copyright for that term is not on this channel. It is from a channel that a few other people on here, including myself, watch and like. It's from MS Paints, who coined that term first, as far as I am aware. That's as far as I'm aware, anyway. He coined the phrase, dry faster, you bastard machine. He used it to describe a hairdryer, though. And so you can do it with an airbrush because you've already got one. There we go. We have one dry model. Just get rid of all this air out of the compressor. Oh, I just realised that's not supposed to be that far over. That's causing shadow and brightness and stuff on the camera. That's not good. I will move that out of the way after the stream. So, last thing we need to do is give this some kind of dry brushy. Let's bring out the textures and the colours and things and make sure we're doing all right with it. So, I'm going to use... No. I'll use the Duncan Rhodes Two Thin Coats Ivory Tusk for the sole reason I also want to use it up. Ah, okay. So that works for multiple things as well. That's good to know. Not that I use inks, but if I ever do in the future, I can bear that in mind that the bloody airbrush is going to help me. So a little bit of ivory on there. I think I'm going to need the... Do I need the big dry brush? No, I think I'll get away with one of the smaller ones. If I'd have cleaned it, because I'm a dick and I didn't. So I'm going to have to use the big dry brush. Yay. Not exactly the best way to wet your brush, but it is one way. I come from the old days where, yeah, brushes went in mouths. Just back of the hand just to make sure there isn't a load of paint on there. And then lightly come through and try and catch those edges and stuff that I've just put down, especially if we can try and get the effect that's on the grate. That'll be great. That was a shit joke, I know. It wasn't supposed to be a joke though, so I can be let off, I think. I hope anyway. And even on the base itself, I will give a bit of a dry brush just to... So when I do ink it, it'll get different tonage. But I say ink it, I'm going to wash it. I won't be using inks. Just realised there's going to be some not so nice areas to get the brush into. But there we are. See, you see that's a lot. See how much detail coming out into there now. So just looking at the back of his base, you can see there's a lot more going on now. Even obviously around the front of his base there doesn't need to be too much because you're going to be looking at the model itself. But once you turn it round, there's enough going on back there to go, oh, it's not just a shit conversion plunked onto a piece of fucking cork. He's actually put some effort in. Some. Which for me is a lot of effort. Because lazy mini painting is, I do call it this for a reason. I want to get maximum effort. Maximum effect for minimum effort. Which I'm sure we all want to get maximum effect for minimum effort, but just I really try and go out of my way to do it. Which is like why I will almost always use a slap chop technique to set up. It just gives me that better starting point for where to put shades and the bright bits and dark bits and things. So I will pretty much always set up in this method. I just find it easier. So there we are. There we are. I'm Laz. I lick my brushes as well, sometimes even with paint on them. Okay, so this is, I'm going to call it at this for tonight. 2 hours. I don't want to overdo myself. Tablets are kicking in. Don't want to start getting a bit mucking nuts. But now we have one. Lazghul Twakka. All based with some character. Lots of little things to do. So I do have a Space Marine helmet there to paint. I'm not sure what type to paint it as. Probably one of my own. 1, 2, 3, 4 Gretchens to paint, a Squig, an Orc head, and a lot of, well, I'd say an Orc arm as well, because that's going to be done the same green as the Orc head, because that will be Orc flesh. Unlike the demonic Orc that I'm buying will be done red. Really, I should probably just put wings on him and have him as Angron and have the other one as Lazghul Twakka, but nah, the other one looks more demonic, so I'm going to stick with that one. So for now, that is it. That is him done. So I now need to start picking colours for this, don't I? Not obviously to a degree it's going to be green for the flesh. But I do like looters. Not looters, Death Skulls, which are the blue ones. Problem is I've got blue on my Space Marines. I'm going to be having red for my Chaos, purple and orange for my Eldar. So do I just go for straight black metal and dags and checks? Go full out goth. Stick him in the Stomper, because that's, how many points is that to have him in the Stomper? I've forgotten. So let's go have a look. Now, most people will expect me to click on the Warhammer 40k app. Fuck that. I use something called New Recruit. And I need my Orc army called Twakka. I should have listed pretty much everything that I have for the Orcs. So, Lazghul Twakka, which is obviously big boy there, at 235 points. The Stomper is 800 points. So there's over half more points for a 2,000 point army. Now I need to lose, what, 315 points? Because when am I going to lose 315 points? Oh, shit. Well, if I dump the War Boss in Mega Armor, that means I need at least 225. I don't particularly want to drop the War Bikers or the Death Copters. So if I delete the Knob units, it leaves me 15 points over. Hey. So if I take away one boys unit, that leaves me with 65 points. Is there anything I can put in for 65 points? I don't want to put Gretchen in. I don't particularly want to put Burner Boys in or Flash Kits, because I don't have any Flash Kits. Knobs are 70 points. No, sorry, Mega Knobs are 70 points. Storm Boys are 65. Storm Boys are 65. I have bikes, I have Death Copters, and I have a lot of trucks. Well, not trucks, I have a lot of the buggies. If I was to add one unit of them, that brings me to bang on 2,000 points. Ooh, Bad Moons. Bad Moons. See, I do have, what? A Stomper, Short Jump Dragster, Custom Booster Blaster, Boomdacker Snag Wagon, 6 Death Copters, 6 War Bikers. I'm going to convert some boys into Storm Boys, And then 30 boys, 2 war bosses, and Lazghul. As I said, Lazghul goes in the stomper. It's the only thing that can really do him. But that'll be a nice 2,000 point army, that. That's going to be good. It's not going to be good, it's going to be fun, though. Lots of things just flying at you. Lots and lots of bad moons. Bad moons are yellow, aren't they? Right. I'm going to be having a discussion with Twisted and a few people from over at the Mini Tav regarding colour schemes. And I shall see where it goes from there. He's now glued to a piece of paper. I am going to have to take a couple of photographs of this though, aren't I? So I'm going to finish the stream, take a few photos, put them up onto the Discord and a few other places. And that'll be it for tonight. I will be picking Twisted Brain and Mini Tavs because they do arcs as well as to whether to go Goth or Bad Moon. Bad Moon is tempting because it's yellow and I won't be doing much yellow. But a bright yellow stomper. I mean, he's gonna get a scene. He's gonna get a scene. I mean, he's definitely not hiding behind shit. Yeah, Bad Moons. That could be the way to go. I do like blue. It is a bit of a show. 2 hours, Graham. Come on, give me a chance. That's like 2 hours, and I do have other things that I need to nip out and do at the minute. So it's not like I'm disappearing for lazy reasons. I'm disappearing because I've actually got shit to do, even though it is 11:30 at night. Things I have to do at 11:30 at night is hard things. In fact, speaking of which, before I just log off, I'm just going to make sure that I message and say I'll be doing that. So thank you everybody who's coming, and for the nice new viewers and subscribers if I've got any. I believe Silver's subscribed. Thank you very much. Wonderful. You put me up to 169. Yeah. I've never gone over 169. It's going to go back down to 168 soon. I can just tell. But with that, thank you very much for everybody who's come to see me. I will be picking your brains in Discords about colour schemes of all sorts of other things. So I expect questions. Until Wednesday morning when I'm back with Combat Patrol issue Chaos Terminators, because I can't remember what issue number it is. I think it might even be issue 40. But yes, I shall see you all on Wednesday morning and then again on Thursday night. Until then, drive safe, enjoy yourselves,